everybody, this is Bobby with bobbystamps.blogspot.com, and I'm going to show you how I made this cute birthday card. I made it for a sweet little girl. It's going in the mail today, and it just says happy birthday. I don't know if you guys can see, but I used the Wink of Stella on it. And I love the stamp set. It comes with the thinlet so you can cut out the cupcake. It just makes it so easy to do. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to use the Sweet Cupcake stamp set, and then it has the accompanying dies, the thinlits that go with it. And I just store mine on, this is a magnetic vent cover, and I just measure it and store all my dies and thinlits right with the stamp set, so that way they're right there when I need them. We're going to use Flirty Flamingo as our card base. We're going to use a piece of the Designer Series paper. We'll be using the side from the 2016-2018 collection. We're going to use a piece of Whisper White, and then this is Smoky Slate, and this is cut at about 1 inch, and I cut it about 4.5 because we're going to use the banner punch on it, so we want it to be the right length. We're going to use the 2016-18 in color enamel shapes. Those are super cute if you haven't tried those. We'll be using snail glue dots, and this is no longer available, but it's the two-way glue pen, and I absolutely adore it. And then we will also be using Flirty Flamingo ruched ribbon. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and get started. You will also need, I can't talk today, the Big Shot, and then we're going to use 2 pieces of Whisper White to cut the cupcake, or stamp, I'm sorry, the cupcake on the Whisper White, and then we're going to need a piece of paper to stamp off on. So the first thing that we're going to do is, you'll notice on the stamp set, I hope you guys can see these, but these are numbered. This one's 3, this one is 2, and this one is 1. So we're going to start with 1 and put it on our block. Maybe. And we're going to start that one with Flirty Flamingo. And we're just going to ink it up and stamp it full force on our cardstock. I have to clean my stamp between each one because I'm using the same block for all of these. Then we'll go to 2 and we'll bring in pink pirouettes. I think I didn't tell you guys the colors, I'm sorry. We're using the ink pad Flirty Flamingo, pink pirouettes, and then you're going to use Smoky Slate and Basic Gray. So those are our ink pads that we'll be using. So we'll do the pink pirouette, and it's going to be at full force. And I'm sorry if you guys see my head, but I have to make sure I'm getting lined up. And this stamp set is very easy to make sure you're getting everything lined up. Okay, and then we're going to go back in. I'm going to grab number 3. Go back in with Flirty Flamingo. We're going to stamp off on that one. And then just look how pretty that is. Okay, that's the top of our cupcake. The only other thing that we're going to have to do is use our Wink of Stella to add a little bit of shine. And I have another little video I'm going to do in the next couple of days with a different technique for the top of the cupcake that they demonstrated at Onstage. And it is really, really cute. So when we do the base, I'm going to do it backwards and start with the 3rd stamp instead of the 1st stamp, the way that they're numbered on our sheet. I just found that that was the easiest for me. So we're going to do number 3 in Basic Gray, and we're going to stamp off. Okay, and then we're just going to try to make sure we have our paper straight. Stamp it down and pull straight up. And we'll go to stamp 2. And we're going to do it in Smoky Slate, and we're going to do it full force, don't stamp off. And then just line that up. And as you can see, each one of these are just building upon the other one. Then we'll grab stamp 1. And we're going to do it in basic gray, full force, don't stamp off. And there you go. Okay. Now, what we're going to do next, we'll cover these up so we don't have an accident. We will bring in the Big Shot. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I have the magnetic platform. Put down one of our plastic covers. Then we're going to grab the 2 pieces of the Cupcake framelits, and you're just going to line those up like so. You can cut both these out at once. Just make sure you have everything lined up the way you want it. Put your other magnetic plate on top. And, oops, I need to move my card out of the way. Just run it through the Big Shot. And these will pop right out. And then we'll just put our dies back in our storage. And when you guys, if you guys do decide to use this as a storage system, just to make sure that when you do this, you're storing this, it's got a raised side right there. I don't know if you guys can see that on these, but you want those facing up, okay? Now we'll just move the Big Shot back out of the way. We're gonna bring in our piece of Whisper White, and then we will go in with Flirty Flamingo. We've got our Happy Birthday. I've already got it mounted on the block. And then you can just, what I did was kind of staged where I thought I was going to have the Cupcake. And then you can kind of bring in your banner to make sure you kind of have that. And then that way you get a good idea of where you're going to stamp your Happy Birthday, okay? And I wanted it right above. So just something like that will be good. Happy birthday. And then we'll just leave that open. We can remove all these. I mean, you could leave those on there so that way you guys know we're going to use the little dots that comes in the stamp set. I just kind of just randomly went around the card, so I didn't really care. I mean, the Cupcake's going to be covered up by some of these. We'll clean that off and then bring in Pink Pirouette and just do the same thing. We'll just go back in, and you can stamp off, like off the card if you want to. And like I said, I know like right through in there it's going to be hid by the Cupcake, but oh well. I'm going to do one more Flirty Flamingo right there. Kind of balance it out a little bit. Okay. Now, oh, you know what I forgot to do when I had the Big Shot out, guys? We have to run one more thing through them. We need to run our designer series paper for what's going to say whoosh down here. Almost forgot to do that. So again, that's in our thinlits here, and it's this one, and it also, oops, has one that says sweet. So just put your designer series paper down, put your little wish down, and then I will suggest just make sure that when you guys get this ran through. Don't forget your I on top of your W, because and you're lucky it stays in there. So I just left mine in there until I was actually ready to put it on my card. So we'll move that out of the way. We are done with that now. So the next thing that we'll go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and attach this, just so we know where to punch and that everything's going to fit. So let's just go ahead, and you can just gently start poking these out like so, and then as you can see, it'll just pop right out. So you can kind of stage it. I think we'll punch it first just to make sure that we have, okay, and that's going to fit perfect on there. So we'll grab our 2-way glue pen and then just, and you can use the fine tip glue. That would work just as well. I just have this. I really like this ink. Glue. It's just one I always go to use. And I hate that they quit selling it. So I really wish they would reconsider that and bring it back, because I love it. Oops. As I'm throwing it everywhere. We'll have to do our eye. So we're just going to kind of place that. Got a little bit of glue on the end of my finger. We'll just place that down like so. That glue on my finger wants it to make everything stick. And your H will be a little bit above the gray, but that's fine. And then we'll go in, grab our little dot for our eye, and then make sure we have it on the right side, which I don't think it really matters. But then we can just place it right above the eye like so. I kind of offset mine a little bit on the paper. And then while we're doing this, we'll just go ahead and grab the enamel shapes, the in color enamel shapes, and I used the hearts. And you can just pick it up with this, or you can use your paper snips if you don't have this. And I used 2. You could use the circles or the stars, whatever you want to. I just thought the hearts were cute for the birthday card. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and can actually start assembling the card. If I can get my fingers to work to pick everything up. So, okay. Just grab our snail. And we'll go ahead and put the piece of designer series paper down. And just make sure that we have a nice border going around the edge of the paper. And then we're going to bring in our ruched ribbon. And you just kind of measure out. Let me find my scissors. Kind of measure out. And of course we're going to use the cheater method with the tape. So let me grab my tape really quick. And we'll just line that up. And then just put a little piece of tape on the back side to hold it. Fold it around the other way. Just kind of look at it, make sure you have it kind of straight. If you don't put it too tight, you can move it. And then we're gonna take another piece, and I think that one's too small. I like to do it when it's still on the roll, so that way I feel like I don't waste as much. And then you just tie your bow, and then you just keep pulling until you have the size that you want. And I think just a little bit smaller. I think that's perfect right there. Go ahead and cut that piece, and then we'll cut this piece to match like so. Okay, Then we're going to grab grab a glue dot, place it right in the center, and then you can put it right there in the corner, like so. And then we'll go ahead and we can put this on. Might be out of snail. There we go. Okay. And then we're just going to do the same. Make sure that you have a nice border. And I think these, oh, I put it on upside down. You guys should have yelled at me. Okay guys, I re-inked it so we can do it right, and as you can see it ripped a little bit when I pulled it up, but it'll be fine because our paper is going to cover it. So we will just redo that. Accidents happen. I once turned my back to grab my tape and wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I always try to hurry so I don't make my videos so long, and then that's when things like this happen. Okay, and then we'll just pop our little ribbon right back on there like so, and grab our snail again, and then we'll just center it again, this time right side up. Okay, and then I took my glue dots and I just put 3 for the top piece, and then I used 2 on my bottom piece. And I'm going to tell you, I put the top on first the last time, then the bottom, but I'm going to try it differently this time. I'm going to put my bottom on first because I want this to kind of be underneath. So I'm just going to kind of audition it right there, and I'm just going to ever so slightly push that up and kind of leave it right where I'm going to want to. It's going to help me center it is what that is going to do. Okay, because these dimensionals, once we have them down, they're pretty strong. So we'll just go ahead and put that right about there. Get the other piece of paper off that one. And then when we go to put this one on, we can kind of just put it right. I don't want it all the way over, just ever so slightly like that. Perfect. Okay. Then we'll grab our clear Wink Stella. And if you haven't ever used these things are amazing. You can just squeeze and shake it up first, and then you just give it a squeeze. It even says push right there. And then when you push, you put the glitter into the chamber here. And I just kind of went all over top of it, just coloring it. I am gonna squeeze a little bit. I think I don't have, there we go. These pens are amazing. Glitter pens is a great way to use glitter and not have the mess. So we're gonna do a dimensional there, one there, one there, and one about there. Okay, and we'll just peel these off. And all the supplies list, you guys, will be listed on my blog. It's bobbystamps.blogspot.com. And once you click on an image, it should take you directly to my store, my online store. You just look up in the right hand corner and make sure that my name is selected as your demonstrator. It'll say Bobby Crouch, and then you can just click on those images and it'll put it directly in your cart. It's a great convenient way. That's why I do the supply list on my blog, so that if anybody wants to reproduce anything that I've made, all they have to do is click on the image and they're done shopping. So I basically do the shopping for you guys too. So here are both of my birthday cards. What do you guys think? Super cute. Love them. Love the stamp set. Can you see the glitter on them? So thanks so much for stopping by today, guys. I hope you enjoy this quick video and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.